Mark Twain, The Prince and the Pauper. Immerse yourself in the vibrant world of The Prince and the Pauper, where the bustling streets of London set the stage for an extraordinary tale of identity, empathy, and the human spirit. In this novel, Mark Twain crafts an intricate narrative that juxtaposes the lavish life of Prince Edward Tudor against the grim realities faced by Tom Canty, a young pauper. The unexpected swap between the two highlights profound themes of social inequality, the burdens of responsibility, and the power of understanding. As the Prince and the Pauper navigate their newfound realities, readers witness the transformative journeys they embark upon, illuminated by an illuminating exploration of royal duties versus street survival. This summary captures the essence of their story, providing insights into the lessons learned and the growth experienced by both characters as they reconcile their distinct worlds. Prepare to be captivated by a journey that transcends class divides and offers timeless reflections on leadership and compassion.
Dual Destinies. In a world divided by wealth and status, two boys at the heart of London live vastly different lives. Prince Edward Tudor, cherished heir of King Henry VIII, enjoys a life of unimaginable luxury within the ornate palace of Placentia, surrounded by a retinue of servants and advisors guiding him on the intricate paths of governance. But beneath the gilded trappings and opulent feasts, Edward confronts the stark solitude and relentless routine that his royal birth imposes. Meanwhile, in stark contrast, Tom Canty grows up in a downtrodden slum called Awful Court, entangled in poverty and hardship. His existence is marked by constant hunger and the looming threat of his drunken father's ire. Yet, Tom's mind floods with fantastical tales of knights and royalty, fueling an insatiable curiosity about the world beyond his desolate neighborhood. Their worlds converge when a moment of audacity allows Tom to infiltrate the royal grounds. Upon meeting, Edward and Tom are astonished by their uncanny resemblance, driven to wonder about each other's vastly contrasting experiences, divided by the mere chance of their births. An impulsive decision leads them to exchange clothes, unleashing a chain of unpredictable consequences. Instantly, Edward finds himself stripped of his royal identity, cast into the harsh realm of Tom's existence. Unable to assert his true identity, Edward, now clad as a pauper, faces incredulity and mockery from skeptics who dismiss his claims of nobility with scorn. He must navigate the challenges of destitution, a sobering departure from his life of privilege. At the same moment, Tom, donned in prince's attire, steps unwittingly into Edward's shoes. Seamlessly accepted by the palace as the heir apparent, he experiences a life he had only dreamed of. Surrounded by nobility and showered with reverence, Tom adapts quickly to the unfamiliar affluence and authority, grappling with newfound expectations and power. Both boys, engulfed in worlds foreign to their own, embark on life-altering journeys. Each day brings Edward and Tom closer to understanding the complexities beyond their initial perceptions of privilege and poverty. Through this enthralling swap, they uncover insights into human nature, strength, and the shared threads of humanity that bind us despite social divides. Their transformative experiences stitch together a compelling narrative of discovery, as they strive to find their way back to their rightful places, armed with the indelible lessons that only living in each other's shoes could impart. Worlds swapped. In a surprising twist of fate, Tom Canty and Prince Edward find themselves living each other's lives, embarking on a journey filled with unexpected learning. Within the opulent walls of a palace, Tom encounters a world that, from the outside, seemed to promise endless luxury. However, he quickly discovers that this life is not just feasts and comforts. Instead, Tom faces the weight of new responsibilities and the daunting task of navigating elaborate court rituals and studies. The luxurious facade crumbles as he struggles with Latin and law, leaving tutors bemused and staff perplexed. Yet, his candid and unrefined approach breathes rare warmth into the cold corridors of power, hinting at the human side often missing in royal duties. Meanwhile, the displaced Prince Edward experiences the stark contrast of life on the streets. His royal demeanor invites ridicule rather than respect, with his claims of noble birth dismissed as delusions. He soon learns that his princely status means little in the harsh reality where people jostle for survival. Edward grapples with the chilling street laws, facing hunger and the indifference of others. This immersion into the life of commoners unveils the struggles and injustices that persist under his father's authoritarian rule, igniting within him an urgent desire to address societal inequities. Each boy sheds light on the limitations and aspirations of their own worlds. Edward's encounters reveal to him the gaping disparities that no textbooks could ever teach, urging a re-evaluation of leadership bestowed by privilege. Concurrently, Tom uncovers the burdens draped by the crown that weigh heavier than any commoner's yoke, compounding beyond his youthful capacity to manage. As the days unfold, these swapped lives are not merely about longing for familiar comforts. Instead, Tom and Edward are pushed to reflect on how their distinct lives fit into the broader tapestry of societal divisions. Their shared journey through misunderstandings sparks a profound insight into life's realities, emphasizing the fundamental lessons about leadership, empathy, and the potential for change from within. Both boys, though weary of each other's worlds, uncover life-altering truths, guiding them toward a deeper understanding of their roles within a divided society. Transformative Journeys. As the story reaches its peak, young Edward and Tom find themselves navigating lives alien to their upbringing. For Prince Edward, venturing through the mean streets of London is a crash course in survival, far removed from the lavish comforts of his past. Confronting constant challenges, he learns resilience amid fear, hunger, and loneliness, the everyday plight of a street urchin. Despite this harsh reality, Edward's royal essence remains unshaken. With surprising courage, he takes a stand against injustice and becomes a champion for the downtrodden he meets along the way. Meanwhile, within the opulence of the palace, Tom faces a different test altogether. Faced with the daunting tasks of governance, diplomacy, and the intricacies of royal life, he wades through them with unexpected grace. The enormity of his accidental position doesn't break him, instead, it molds him into a patient and wise figure, dealing with the burdens of leadership with humility and resolve. The critical turning point arrives when Edward encounters Tom's abusive father, John Canty. Mistaken for Tom by a soldier aiming to rescue him, Edward reveals his true identity, leveraging his poise and deep knowledge of royal life to garner attention. Recognizing Edward's regal air and his intimate acquaintance with palace details, the soldier accompanies him back to the court to confirm his identity. Upon Edward's return, Tom dreads the repercussions and the looming reality of his old poverty-stricken life. However, Edward's reaction dispels these fears. He acknowledges Tom's role in his profound personal growth, expressing gratitude for the insights gained into his kingdom's diverse people. Both boys emerge vastly changed by their extraordinary experiences. Edward evolves from an innocent prince into a compassionate and enlightened ruler, committed to addressing the injustices he witnessed firsthand. This journey seeds in him a passion for benevolent leadership, driven by empathy for the less fortunate. Conversely, Tom transitions from a life of destitution to an accidental seat of power, gaining invaluable insights into responsibility, authority, and the demands of ruling. He comes to appreciate his humble beginnings, understanding that luxury cannot obscure the complexities of leadership. The simplicity of his former life remains a tug on his heart, highlighting that appearances can be deceiving. Their incredible journey celebrates human resilience, empathy, and personal evolution sparked by extraordinary circumstances. As Edward and Tom return to their rightful places in society, they are not merely exchanging living conditions but are enriched with newfound perspectives and ideals. Together, they champion better governance through a leadership infused with understanding, compassion, and social justice. This story leaves us with an uplifting message of how life's unsettling upheavals can ultimately lead to profound personal and societal growth.
In the climactic resolution of The Prince and the Pauper, the realized identities of Edward Tudor and Tom Canty bring a gripping sense of closure to their transformative tales. Edward returns to the palace not just as a prince but as a ruler enlightened by his experiences on London's harsh streets, bringing with him a newfound empathy for his subjects' struggles. Meanwhile, Tom emerges from the comforts and complexities of royal life as a wiser individual, yearning for the simplicity he once undervalued. Both characters have learned that true leadership and kindness come from understanding and experiencing life's disparities. Their swapped identities allow a richer appreciation of each other's worlds, underscoring a shared growth that transcends boundaries. The novel's conclusion celebrates resilience, personal evolution, and the enduring strength of compassion, leaving readers with a resonating message about the importance of societal awareness and empathy in fostering justice and change.